Behave and all that.
Hey, you guys see what we got finally?
Nope.
A bed?
Yeah.
You actually have a bed now?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Hi, guys.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Surprise,
Hola.
we're here. It looks like... Hold on, I got something came through from Celtic Tempest. I'm going to replay it just because it was missed. Where did that go? It's not replaying.
Oh, shoot, my music.
That's bizarre.
What was it?
Wait a minute. Let's try that. Did that work? Where is the thing? It's gone. It's there, but it's gone. Hold on. Alert box? Where are you at? Nothing? Alright. Alright, Celtic Tempest donated $69. He says, giggity giggity goo. Thanks for all the awesome content. Sorry that I had to wait until I could throw this at your magnificent beard. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That's just a quick drop back in. That puts us at that much on the bar. Closing that gap. We're starting there, right? We're definitely starting there. All right. Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that. The double fail was real. Yeah. No, I don't know what happened. I think my alerts just kind of shit the bed, I suppose.
They're just being poopy today.
Yeah, I don't know why. But that's something I'm planning on working with Christy on. So, now that I know everybody's out of order, but the moment that I put everyone in order, Will's going to join. And
Of course.
It's going to mess some things up, so...
I'm playing Klaus tonight, guys. We're going to be doing some Drider adventures. I'm going to go web up all the villagers.
Things I don't want for 1,000.
Can you do that?
Can you
Do
web
Driders get
someone
the
up?
ability? Yeah, do they get the web butt thing?
I don't think he does.
Ronald, do you know? You're a Drider thing.
They get Web Bolt, the spell.
But they don't get web
It's going to
butt.
mess everything up.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some news. I found out that you're a lot more popular than you thought you were.
Oh?
Ooh.
Oh, yes. I've been talking with this friend of mine for a couple months, going on a year now.
Okay.
And, yeah, anyways, she was apparently talking with her sisters about me, and she was like, yeah, it's kind of funny, but every Wednesday he gets on Twitch, and he plays D&D. I guess she was just going ahead and standing on my geek cred. Well, anyway, she's telling her younger or older sister this, and her older sister's like, oh, who's he play with? Bubbernaut. Oh my god, Bubbernaut! I love Bubbernaut!
Jesus Christ.
And you know how she managed to figure out who I was? The guy with the mustache. I was called out by the mustache. So I have to go ahead and say,
every time.
hi, Ashley. Yes, this is me.
Lord. Well.
Younger. Okay, it's the younger sister. I wasn't going to go ahead and put her tag out and all that, but...
Well, I'm
Not creepy at all.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry that I was called out by the
That's
stash. What really impressed me by that story is the fact that, just it's a small world. She was talking to her sister, and all of a sudden finds out that you are one of her favorite people to watch.
That's bizarre.
I thought it was kind of weird too, and it was like, oh no, it's a small world. No, it's not. This is internet popularity here.
That's
Oh,
bizarre. Wow.
And-
What's up,
and
Zach?
from-
What's up, Fish Food? How you doing?
and apparently my chromosome gag has gotten out too.
Oh, no. Really? You don't think?
Yeah, that was a me thing I found out. Someone I was talking to in Apex, one of my friends from VR chat, said put the chromosome in the bag when we were talking just casually. And I was like, shit.
You're all, no!
Yeah, not like this. This isn't how I want to be known to the world.
I'm just glad that nobody's walking around. Well, wait, no, that's not true. Yeah, and then we have Sai's girlfriend, Nikki, going ahead and calling me by my nickname out in public.
Goat? Or asshole?
No, Mr.
Uncle.
Touchy. Uncle Touchy, yeah.
He is
Little
what he
bitch.
needs.
Wow.
Like I was saying,
I will.
bunch of friends, guys.
It's like he's here in spirit with us. I can hear him now. Little bitch.
Oh yeah, she called by my nickname, little bitch.
I can picture that, like, fucking Will's one day a ghost are like, apparition, if you're here, speak with us. L-I-T-T-L. You know, fuck no, I'm not doing this anymore. I know what he's trying to type. Well, you know what, Will?
You're just gonna put LB
No.
and then we don't know.
Just take the Ouija board, just flip them all there. You fucking type with a blackboard on the other side. I ain't here for this.
No, Karami.
I'm
It
just gonna go
wasn't.
straight up Force Ghost one day.
Yeah, the funny part is, Karami, I wasn't even there because they live in Canada. She just referenced me as Uncle Touchy in public.
Represent.
With the cops nearby.
Present. Wow. Wow. Okay.
God, I can't even throw gang sign or anything for that. It's just got to be like,
You probably shouldn't throw gang signs at all.
You gotta make a
That's-
maple leaf with their hands to throw a Canadian gang sign.
Throwing gang
Something
signs in
okay
general is probably
to
not a
do,
safe,
man.
probably not a safe action to do anywhere
Yeah.
for any reason.
Yeah. Yes.
but yeah, that's my weird brush with internet celebrity this week.
This week? This is an often thing?
It's a weekly thing, apparently.
Every so often, something pops up, maybe
He's actually been going to
once or
conventions
twice a
this
month,
entire time.
where your name comes up.
That's so bizarre.
But this is the weirdest one where it's like, oh yeah, he is actually a little famous.
Yeah, I don't talk to people outside of the internet, so I wouldn't know.
I'm in the same boat.
Okay, I'll be a little famous. That's just like, as opposed to big famous, I'll just be like a little famous, just a little.
We're on Google when you search up Shackled City, so
You
that's
do.
pretty much as far as we go.
Yeah, it's little things like that that just kind of throw me off. It's like, oh damn, that's my face.
That's the gang sign for Uncle Touchy, if you were wondering.
Dude, that
What
episode
is-
was so creepy with that fucking deer.
I love that episode. Oh god, him licking everyone to the walls was so weird.
I'm lost.
It's all
It's
good.
in
Adventure
Discord.
time.
All right.
All right.
Fast and insecure.
Man.
Want me to start
Okay.
us off, or
Yeah, please. Let's recap the events that happened last time. If we
First
could.
off, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our weekly episode of Shackled Smitties.
Jesus. Those
Last
poor
we left
Smitties.
Last we left off, we had quite a hot encounter, as it were. Ulhime and crew finally went to the plane of fire with help of Dugobras, using his blood and a tuning fork as the components to get to the material plane, or to
Yeah.
the fire plane.
Yes.
We were able to plane shift over into the realm of fire, into Dugobras' former home. We later came to realize that as an exile, Dugobras isn't supposed to be running around all willy-nilly. Like, he's not supposed to be alive. As an exile from one's homeland,
It's not a matter of being alive. He's allowed to be alive,
But
he's not allowed to be bringing people back to the elemental plane of fire.
Correct.
Yes.
And on top of that, we finally learned why he was exiled. The fact that he was willing to help Nab the Tauren forge soul ore into what we believe to be another phylactery. So, with that news, the Lord of let's say a Lord of Fire of the Fire Plane, not the Lord, but one of, I'm assuming, many.
No, he's first flame. He is
Oh, okay,
the absolute first flame.
And then yes, the first flame told Ulhime that in order for Dugobras to essentially atone for what he did, he has to die. He's gonna help me make the shield, but at the end of it all, he has to die for the crimes that he committed. With that, we ended up getting the first flame and heading back. As we got back, Ulhime confronted Dugobras directly about what had happened, and they kind of came to terms that he would still make the weapon for Ulhime as promised, and he would accept the terms of death.
It's a very precarious situation because
Yeah.
he knew what was going to happen. He knew the extent of his actions and what it was to bring to himself.
But the episode wasn't all grim. We got a first look. The meeting of Ulhime and Jakob.
We did, in fact. We definitely
Yes.
did.
Learned that both of them kind of came from not hard backgrounds. Jakob did for the most part. His life has always been on a rough track. Ulhime kind of searching for a more prominent path of justice. Met each other, and upon meeting each other, they slowly, obviously, given the campaign that we've had so far, have built a friendship and a brotherhood with each other. With that first encounter, though, we learned how everything started off, where they met, and why Ulhime is willing to stick with Jakob, because he wants to make him a better person that Ulhime sees. And deep down, I think Jakob knows he has that capability too. And Red had a midterm. Red had a midterm last week.
Yes, he did.
I did well. I got a B on it.
Nice.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanted to-
Figure out what your visa is.
Wanted to stab his hand.
Guys, if you guys need a manager for your small time securities or management, hit me up.
So
But congrats.
I'll get you your stuff on time. That's a guarantee.
there's definitely some things that are worth talking about here. And I don't want to kind of, smooth or just have a glancing blow on this topic. You found out a lot of information specifically about Napthatorin, who was widely unnamed. He was called the jackal-headed man with basically scissor hands. Not your first encounter with someone by that description. You definitely knew right away who it was.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to come of this? And what did you really discover?
That he's a far greater threat to us than we initially realized. That even if we did stop him in this physical material world, if his body was destroyed, we now know that he can come back if we don't find what's going to bring him back. If we don't
Definitely.
destroy him essentially mind, body, and soul.
Definitely. Now, you have a better look into this because, well, you have a phylactery of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to talk to Dugabras about this at all? Like, are you going to bring this up to him about the man that he made this for? Why he potentially made it for him? What cause? Or are you just kind of accepting what this is, that you have the equivalent of like 22 days before he is supposed to die?
No. I mean, it's gonna be. He has to kind of talk to him about it. He wants to know. I guess the best way to describe it is if he wants, I guess, Dugabras to truly repent. I guess the way he sees it is he kind of has to come clean about everything, even if the intentions themselves were pure to begin with. It's just purely I wanted to test my craft. I wanted to see how good I was.
Sure.
That's understandable, but it's one of those things that as long as he knows it, then that's perfectly fine. That's on him, but
Right.
come clean about it. I think to kind of understand that is his whole mindset. And as well as talking with the group, he hasn't really went over any of that. He hasn't really went over any of that with them. He just told them, like, yeah, I have the flame. Let's go. Dugabras has what he needs.
Okay, so before we begin springing into a lot of the game here, there are some things that didn't happen last week, like we didn't have Thelsa. So we are going to be starting today with Thelsa, but I kind of want to give Cort, Klaus, and Jakob an opportunity to discuss those events, because you didn't really talk much, right? Like, you didn't discuss what it was like going there.
We sat in the firehouse for a while, and then you came back and were like, all right, let's go back. And then you brought us back to the bathhouse, and then you left.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, we have no idea what was in that conversation.
We gave up our soap and got no information. We lost our vital health potions.
Yeah, all our vital health potions.
all of that help that we could have had, but we just kind of sat around in the wooden hut. I think was it wood? Can wood exist on the fire plane?
I'm just hoping that like in a week we don't have these fire elementals chasing us, being like, "You gave."
No, it's not a week. It's not a week. It's at least going to be 22 more days.
It was what 30 days 11. We're jumping a week ahead, right? Something like that.
Yes, I was going to give you guys an opportunity to have a week of things to talk about. So I want to initially start here with Cort, Klaus, and Jakob talking with Ulhime about what has occurred, and then we'll jump over to Thelsa and give her an opportunity to get things figured out for her, because some time has lapsed. So, we've just returned back to the material plane. Ulhime, you immediately left your allies, and you sought out Dugabras. You had a conversation with him.
I did.
And you're now walking back to your allies.
Well, I handed off the first flame.
Yes, you did.
And I don't know if he's prepping the forge with the first flame, but yeah, it would be hand off the flame. I would check on Malgrim. You said he was
dazed.
Last I left him some water and stuff. I don't know. If
Mostly
he had
coherent, but dazed. Yeah.
Okay. But if I go in and talk to him, I'm guessing I'm not going to really get much out of him other than blank stares.
You don't know. It's one of those things that you're going to have to push the envelope there.
Okay. I think I'll leave him be for now, because I think this is a more daunting matter than
I agree.
Malgrim. So I'll hand off the first flame. I'll give him back the vials of blood that the vial of blood, because I had an extra one just in case.
Yeah.
I'll give him back the extra one because I have no reason to keep it.
Yes.
Hand it off to him, and then make my way back into the bathhouse.
Oh, that's what it was. He set the anchor point just below the bathhouse, so you guys have to scale back up to the top. He dimension doored himself back to the material plane on the surface, so that's why he didn't have an opportunity to talk to you guys.
Oh yeah, we're aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was word of recall, not dimension door. Word of recall makes essentially a one-time teleport for me to go back to once I cast it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, well,
As long as you didn't teleport us into the pit of vampires.
the floor is yours, man. No, you guys are definitely, you're outside of the caverns, you're inside of the beginning of the Dwarven stronghold.
Having marched
that
our
hallway
asses,
where the snow and trees were.
well, having marched our happy asses back up, Jacob's going to be fairly pissed that, Ulhime could go ahead and drop us off anywhere, but instead he chose to go ahead and drop us off way down here and have us hoof it. Just because he's got short legs and has to go ahead and sprint along with us, he's got to go ahead and...
Well, I mean, he definitely said why he put that there, which was because it was an abandoned area that he was confident that nobody would be able to tamper with it, and even those that were capable of realizing what it was, they shouldn't be able to break it. So he basically created an anchor point. It's a tether to the material plane from the elemental plane of fire.
Oh, I get that. No, I'm just saying that we're just going to go ahead and say he was too lazy to walk up with
Gotcha.
us.
I got it. And that makes sense for your character as well. So, floor is yours. Have at it, boys.
So Ulhime starts his descent. He'll cast his bowstring aura.
Okay.
That way it's just a giant light just heading down, so I can see where he's going.
Sounds good.
And come to think of it, do I even have that spell?
It's not going to take you guys long before you'll find that a light is being guided in your direction. It seems to grow brighter, more so than if you were walking to a flame, but like it's being carried in your direction. Now, this it's descending, so you're going to see that it's someone coming from your own private area. Either it's the guard captain, Dugabras, or Ulhime. You're not sure anybody else would come down here.
Yeah, and sorry, I just got to go ahead and tune Rocky Horror Picture Show out of my head. No, seeing the light ahead, he'll also go ahead and just cast light himself.
Okay.
Given that they've probably just been leading Cort through the dark anyway. Human. Puny human.
Cort. The only thing I would say is that Cort's less timid than he was the last time he was in here. He was in here with Klaus and Ulhime, I think. Right? That's it.
Correct. But we didn't stop in the dwarven. We didn't stop in the dwarven.
It was when we went for the vampire.
We didn't stop in the church area. The altar. We didn't stop there.
But Cort's not really that shaken right now. He's just kind of steady, if that makes sense. Walking through the darkness.
But no, seeing the descending light, Jacob is going to hold up a hand, cast light. Ulhime, is that you?
Yes, friend.
Yeah, you couldn't just go ahead and zip all of us up there, could you ass?
No, the spell I attuned to the surface was only for me.
I could have warned a guy anyway.
As I said before, Jacob, time was of an essence, and I needed to make sure I could get here as fast as I could.
I get it. It's just... swear I went ahead and sprained a hammy on this. And of course I got to go ahead and listen to the old man tippity-tappity, tippity-tappity, tippity-tappity all the way up.
There's no old man.
He's still an old man in Jacob's head.
It's weird, because he's not in body.
Not anymore.
Old man spider bod.
So now you're awkwardly all standing on the stairway as Jacob continues to...
I'm wondering why he's an
Cort's,
adventurer if
Cort's
he's going
gonna
to limit walking a little ways.
Cort's gonna push past and continue walking up.
Hold on, boy. I think we should discuss what had happened.
Can this
Dude,
not wait
bathhouse.
until... Yeah. Can we get away from the vampire things that are behind us and maybe do this on the surface where there's sunlight?
Fair enough. And he'll turn around and take lead. Or you know what? He'll stay in the center of them to keep enough light. And obviously, if there's anything near him, they'll be protected roughly. So he'll walk within the center of the group to keep the bolstering aura and the light on them.
Cort won't mind walking first.
So that whole plane of fire business, I'm assuming that we're done with that, correct?
It appears, but the news isn't good. I can tell you that much.
All right. And he'll wait until they're actually on the surface for discarding his spell. Settling down by their little makeshift fireplace and kind of looking Klaus over.
So
You've changed quite a lot. You realize that, right?
Yes. I do. Probably more so than you do.
What happened to your old body?
It died. Again.
Again!
How many times has this happened?
A few. Frankly, I seem to have lost count, but I would wager a bet that it's within the 5 or 6 range.
And he's gonna look to Ulhime. And what about you? You came back too.
I didn't really change bodies, but
Lucky Frank.
You died too!
Jesus.
and what I went through wasn't really akin to death, more of a consistent rebirth.
And he's gonna look at Jacob. And what about you? Wasn't it a big issue when you got stabbed? If they...
Don't look at me, kid. I haven't died yet. To his knowledge!
While they get back up to the top, Ulhime's gonna start sweeping just like all the loose dirt and stuff. Find a broom or something, and he's just start sweeping.
The steps?
The steps, just I guess if we're in the bathhouse, he's just gonna start moving, like sweeping stuff back and forth outside or into the basement area to get at a later point. But he's gonna start picking up, making sure while they're using this time, they're building up on the bathhouse, making sure it's clean,
Okay.
But as he starts doing that, he looks over to the group. So turns out that your father's very similar to me at this point, it seems. And he continues brushing. He's not really looking at Jacob. He's kind of just like,
Oh. Wait. What?
it turns out that he too is making a device or construct, maybe a weapon of soul ore, and his was completed long before mine.
Great.
Picks up a chair. He chucks it out. Opens the door. Chucks it out.
Throws a perfectly good chair out the door?
The like broken shit. Like that's what he's.
It's like, what are you
Yeah, he's-
doing?
Just yeet that chair right out.
We don't have time for this.
But yeah, he continues sweeping the floor.
Okay, so he's got soul ore, and he's gaining followers, getting one of like your creepy.
Not necessarily like that. He doesn't hold dominion over a domain, at least not to my knowledge. But from the looks of it, killing his body won't be enough.
Yes, because God forbid this be easy. All right, so do you think it at all possible that this has anything to do with those soul pillars we read about?
I don't know. I don't know the extent of what his soul ore may contain, what it's even constructed from. But what I do know is Dugo Bros helped him at some point to make it when the first flame refused to do so.
Dugo Bros.
Kind of slow nods.
That flame-haired son of a bitch.
He lifts. You see Ulhime take like a piece of like the broken countertop from where Malgrim kind of like broke it before, and then kind of like finds like a copper and just kind of flips over at Jacob.
What, he flips a copper bit at me?
Yeah, just goes bing. Just a copper coin.
Okay. Did I win a bet that I don't know about?
No, it's just changed. Put it in your pocket, Jacob.
Am I your fucking purse now?
see him just take it, just kind of chucks it outside as well, the broken piece, and then he starts trying to wipe down the counters. He takes like a dirty cloth and he casts create water in a bucket, cleans it off, and starts trying to wipe off the as much of the blood as he can from the place.
I mean, dick move, but I'm gonna keep it, but still, dick move.
Always complaining about being broke, but
Man, the fairy's getting cheap nowadays, isn't it?
I swear I thought I heard bitching somewhere. And it was some feminine voice.
You're actually
Oh,
in a small room that's made entirely of stone. It's just the echoes of your own voice.
yeah.
It's his mother speaking to him from the dead. This character has mother issues too.
Looking over to Klaus. We might need to enlist the help of your domain at this point.
He's got a domain?
Are you
Remember,
speaking
you've
of
completed
Oxypodus?
He does a slow nod. You are the lord of a domain now. And
Yeah,
last
he
we
is.
checked, half of it still lies with Celestia, the other half with the Abyss. And you haven't made a choice as to which side would overtake the other.
You're correct. I don't know that really there should be any leaning one way or the other. I'm sure you have an opinion on the matter, seeing as you were a follower of Helm, but frankly, I don't know that it would be any better off as Celestia than it would.
One quick dial back. You don't know that he's a follower of Helm anymore. The four of you have zero recollection of Helm.
Yeah, we just don't
He's
know.
been swept from everyone's memories.
Yeah, the only thing we know is that he is for a time called himself Helm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling this. That's what I call myself.
Well, I mean, since we're making admissions and everything, I think I should make a small confession. Don't freak out.
Ulhime
Totally
takes the cloth and just chucks it in the bucket and just waits.
It's totally not my fault. While we were recollecting ourselves and so forth, and I met this gentleman in the city by the name of Tygot. Rather old adventurer type, and
Yeah, the shopkeeper, Jacob. We've been there 2 or 3 times to pick up rope for a couple of jobs.
Klaus, you are also very familiar with Tyget.
How is the old chap doing?
Oh, just hanging around.
Okay, so what's the
he-
problem?
Tends to putter around the house these days, yeah?
Well, okay. I'm just gonna come out with it.
Why do you have this look on your face like you did something bad again?
Jacob, what happened?
It's not my fault. He's dead. He hung himself.
What?
Yeah, okay.
I
And you help just tie the noose, right? Nothing else? No involvement? Hands are clean?
No, seriously. I stepped outside. I heard a noise. I went back in.
Okay,
And-
but why would he kill himself?
I might have told him about Nep the Tauren being in town, and I think he overreacted.
If that's the case, should we inform or should we check the guard out? We told him too.
About that.
He's like, one more admission.
I'm fairly certain.
Oh my god, he's Uncle. One more thing.
By the way, about that, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to stop you right there. Does this look like a confessional booth?
No, but it's things I think you.
Am I dressed
You can plead the
like a
fifth.
priest?
Well, in certain religions, certainly. I mean, you've got this loth thing going down. Really. good.
Don't bullshit me here, Jacob.
Okay, another thing. But Tygot, I went and spoke with him about the contents of that letter, about the soul pillars and so forth, and he gave me a little bit of information. But more to point, he did what he did. And just letting you know, that is totally not my fault. And before that, after we escaped and everyone died and came back, no, I actually, okay, so you remember the priest that we met? The one who was going to go ahead and give us sanctuary under the church?
Yes.
He's dead too. Again, totally not my fault. I stumbled upon it.
Sure,
He
yeah.
was-
You tripped and fell and your knife went into his heart. Okay.
No, it was the young man's knife. The one who summoned that fellow who was rather pissed off at Jared for reasons I can't really fathom. But no, he'd actually stabbed a lot. He was super dead when I showed up. And I kind of accidentally killed the boy. I intended just to shock him. I didn't know that he had a thing. But yes, he's very dead.
What does the thing mean? Did he have an arrhythmia? I mean, clearly, the boy is dead.
It wasn't my intention. It was accidental manslaughter at most.
Your legal troubles are not the most of my concerns.
I was trying to detain a murderer. I
Ulhime
am
slams
not
his fist on the
guilty.
counter. Both of you quiet.
There's more.
Stop.
No, there's seriously more. This one's actually kind of important. while I was
And you
leaving,
didn't lead with that?
well, I was building up to it. You know, good news first. Well, bad news in the worst.
Jacob, just out with it. What is it?
How is I killed a kid and I helped someone commit
I
suicide?
killed the old man and his, I
You can
witnessed
tell
the
which
death of
one's
the
the
old
good
man
news
and
and
his
which one's
dog.
the bad
I
news.
killed a kid, and it turns out that I'm fairly certain the Lady Green, who works under Jared, I'm fairly certain she's not human anymore because she didn't catch me. She stumbled upon me leaving the church, and her eyes turned black, and she was casting spells without words, and very unusual things. And I'm fairly certain that she.
Maybe your murderous deeds inspired it in her.
Should we tell the guard?
The guard is the last person we should tell.
Well, I told Dougal Bros to go ahead and hopefully have him pass the word along to Jared. Certain if he has or has not, and now hearing the news about him and Amphitheorin, I'm a little concerned.
I have, I'm not one to talk about stealth. I don't think Dougal Bros is the best to secretly get a message somewhere, sir.
He knows Jared. They're compatriots of some sort or another, and it's not like I had anyone else here who I could really talk to. Klaus was
inside the station.
Klaus was becoming spidery, and Ulhime was in an egg, and you were in a state. And I know I'm not going to go speak with him, considering, well, one, my parentage, and two, the whole Lady Green catching me murdering a child and all that thing. Well, not stumbling upon a crime I was currently at. And me being a suspected and now slightly a criminal again.
While this is all going on, Cort will turn to Ulhime. Didn't you say something about Thelsa? Or was that some other ghost?
No. She is most likely possessed by something.
What did
I witnessed her kill her family. Or a family.
That's totally worse than what I did.
That... A bit, yeah.
No, it isn't.
I was compelled. You were just murderous.
Actually, yours is way worse, Innie.
Shut.
You murdered an entire family.
Jacob quite literally passed along some information and someone killed themselves. And the other one, he stopped its heart via shock.
And
He literally meant to stop him from harming anyone else. You quite literally decapitated your mother.
Hey,
Chopped up your father, killed your siblings,
And cut your sister.
Stepfather.
and then when the one remaining sibling it came back, you ran away.
I'm not gonna argue semantics, but I feel like
Family murder.
when we get to Thelsa's tale, it's gonna have some things come out.
At least I don't feel bad about it. So there's that.
Disembodied voice. Shut the fuck up.
Look, overall, we have a lot that we still have to make up for. I'm just telling you what the situation that occurred.
I'm just saying, this is the important things that I felt that had to come out. So if we're going to be wandering the city, Ulhime, don't pull my fucking hood off. I'm serious.
It's fine. Either way, if the guard is corrupt, with this, you said her name was Kiana? The guard captain, that's right.
Right. I know her as Lady Green because of the eyes and things, but...
Her and the Blue Duke. They're gonna have to be dealt with at some point. I fear Guard Captain Skellering might be in danger.
And he's definitely not going to want to hear from me on that one.
It's fine. We're gonna have a lot to do.
Well, it can't be worse than going through hell, right? Right?
Don't know yet. Cort. I also know where your weapon's at.
Where is it?
Wait.
I
Just
haven't.
before Thelsa used it to slay her family. So if we find her, we can find the weapon.
The slight smile that he had when you said he had the sword immediately diminishes into like a very somber frown. What? Little twitchy eye. What?
We'll get it back.
Is Austin quiet to anyone else?
A little
I'm
bit.
not saying anything. Cort
No, I
is
mean,
literally like
no,
trailing off
your
mid-
voice.
Your volume is
Yeah.
just seems
Like
a little low. Yeah.
it sounds
He's
like
not
kind of
laughing, but he's normal.
He-
normal
I
volume
can-
for
I
me.
can do
maybe
this.
maybe it's just because I played with him recently.
I think you're good now. You
Yeah.
sound like you
Yeah,
got
I
closer.
can do this.
You
Okay,
sound better.
you're
You
good
sound
now.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he kind of just nods and he just tells him, he's like, yeah, we'll do what we can to get it back. I know it
Where'd
means a
she
lot
go?
to you. Her estate. Where is her estate? It's in the
It's
northern,
It's
northeast.
yeah, it's Northern High Scroll.
Yeah.
So it's down Magma Avenue, midway between Magma and Obsidian on the northwest side.
And he kind of relays that information.
The second you get out the names Magma and Obsidian, he's literally gonna book it towards the door. Running off into the place where you had mentioned. He doesn't know the city streets. He doesn't have a map. He's just running. He'll find it eventually in his mind. Is what he's thinking.
We should
I would-
probably go after him.
Wait, he seriously just booked the fuck out?
He's
Yeah, I'll go after him. I'll like I'm not that fast, but I'll fucking.
I'll
try to run
I'm
after
gonna
him.
cast fly on myself and follow him,
Okay,
just keeping him in my sight.
sure, sounds good.
How big is Klaus again?
He's a colossal sized creature.
I'm medium sized.
Medium size.
I would.
Can I
I would
mount
yell.
You're a giant flying spider.
I would try to stop
You're a
Klaus and be like,
fucking
you should wait
nightmare.
here. We don't want you to draw too much attention.
Fuck that.
What would be drawing attention? Nobody looks up in this city.
Yeah, he'll try to chase down. Well, damn, he's not gonna be fast enough to catch him, huh?
That's why I'm flying.
No, I'm saying I won't be fast enough to catch
Yeah,
him.
I know.
would outrun
That's
me.
why I'm flying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ulhime will kind of stop realizing like he's not gonna be able to chase him down.
Quick, hop on.
Hi-ho Silver! Smacks Klaus's ass.
Hobbling on your back won't do anything good, Jacob. Klaus should be able to bring him back.
Just web him. Web him.
For now, we should focus on cleaning up this place.
Okay, we'll leave Klaus to go ahead and capture Cort because that's a good idea.
I want to use this time to kind of cycle in my mending spell
Okay.
to start repairing chunks of the bathhouse.
And Jacob will help wherever he can.
As much of it as I can get. If there's like still chunks that are missing, or
It's going.
Or whatnot.
It would take you, in order to mend the damage that was done by the Clockwork Leviathan that came through. You're talking months, and you would need what was broke off, right? Like the part of mending is that it rebinds the fibers of whatever it is that was destroyed. This is one of those things that you would need to. You would need to have them, or you would need to find someone to come back in and relay the stone, right? Like,
and I understand that completely. It's just whatever can be fixed at that point is what he's going to try to fix. Like if the doors are broken off the hinge, it repairs that.
Right
At least
now,
trying to get it
Ulhime
as
and
presentable as
Jacob are
possible.
mostly focused on
Getting the blood and shit out of the
cleaned
fucking-
up, cleared out, dusting, maybe some light blood removal. Getting a little bit of baking soda and lemon to really get those deep down ingrained stains out.
Don't you have prestidigitation?
prestidigitation doesn't make it permanent.
Well, it helps remove stains from an area, but that's a lot of spell casting.
You have to bear in mind that once prestidigitation is gone, it no longer permanently changes something. It's just it's a trick. It's a parlor trick, essentially. You can remove a smell. You can alter the flavor of something. You can even temporarily change its temperature, but it's only temporary. The moment prestidigitation is gone, it returns.
Okay.
It's sort of like, I liken it to people that have seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You remember the last living will of the guy who owned the land? How you couldn't see
the
the ink?
disappearing ink.
Yeah.
The disappearing ink. That's exactly what it is. Like it comes back.
Okay. All right, no problem at all then. But yeah, then it's just hands and knees working on the.
Yeah, this is an elbow grease moment.
Yeah.
In that time with Jakob, do you share anything? I mean, I missed some of the details that you said about Dugobras, but did you mention anything about his death or the fact that the elemental plane threatened to come out?
Not yet.
Nope. not
That's
in
pretty
sight.
important. And I said this in chat. I'll say this to you guys because I think it's important for you to know. The only way for you to get above or behind these problems that are befuddling you, that are tripping you up, is to know about them.
Yeah.
So if you don't know about these situations, if you don't know about it, then you can't fix it, right? Everybody must be informed. So.
But yeah, like as we're cleaning, same thing, still pushing out just like a bunch of junk from the office at this point, taking out the broken desk, the bloodstained chairs. Ulhime looks to Jakob. The task, by the way, for Dugobras, I have to execute him when he's done making my phylactery.
Wait, what?
Those were the terms that I had to... Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Those are the terms that had to be met. He was in exile, and because of his crime, he has to be executed.
At this point, Jacob's going to kind of kneel back from scrubbing the floors and, dump the scrub brush in the bucket. You think maybe we should have led with that one?
You seemed very prominent about telling us about the troubles that you had encountered.
Well, yeah, because that... Okay. Good point. But regardless, I mean, does he know?
He knew the moment I asked him for the favor.
So... Whoa. So he knows... He knew when he sent us that
Yes.
he was going... Oh, damn. Why do I got a feeling that my hands are going to get dirty on this one?
You have nothing to worry about.
Well...
I will be the one to oversee the execution. I am carrying out the law of his people and his culture. Failing to do so within the roughly 20 days or so, the first flame will appear and will burn the city to the ground.
Well, I think we've done enough damage to the city, so we may want to avoid that. Though it could potentially be an improvement, I suppose. No. Sorry. No, ignore that. Okay, so... God. This is... Well, at least he knows. But this must have been important. I mean, I knew it was important to you, but for him to knowingly throw his life away to do this...
I don't think he's throwing it away. He knows the wrong that he did. This is his way of, I guess, making up for it. And this is the law of their land, and regardless if he left his land, those laws still followed him. And he held enough honor to keep those traditions even outside of the plane of fire.
And this business about Nab the Tauren, you've spoken with him about that.
Not yet, but I will soon enough.
I'm almost reluctant to ask to be present on that one.
I don't think he needs an audience for his last moments.
I meant for the conversation about Nab the Tauren.
No.
But, no, I suppose I can understand that. I suppose then we don't need to be so concerned about putting a forge in here.
Why not? He kind of puts his arms up, just does this, he goes, still a dwarf.
I suppose you got a point.
Ulhime slowly puts his arm down and kind of just looks at the floor. Am I a bad person to willingly take the role of his executioner?
You're coming to me with a moral quandary? This is usually the other way around.
True,
Though,
but you're still my friend, and your advice is always welcome.
to be honest, no. I don't think this is a wrong thing. It's not going to be an easy thing. But, Ulhime, remember who you are. You're a man of duty and honor. Dougalbras knew what was coming the minute he accepted your request for aid. You know what must be done. You know it is his law, the laws of his people. It's never easy being the person at the axe, but at least in this instance, you're doing the right thing by being a friend who does it. Trust me, as somebody who's put enough knives in bags, it's better to have it happen from a friend.
Suppose you're right. It's weird though. I feel like he wanted me to be the one. And part of me's honored that he chose me, but angry at the same time.
Almost like he's forcing your hand in the matter?
Possibly. I feel like trying to undertake the new role of Helm, goes against what I normally do. I protect. I don't judge, and I don't execute.
Well, think of it this way. You are protecting the city by carrying out this task. You're protecting everyone within Cauldron. You're protecting the honor of his people by actually enacting the sentence. You're protecting him from being hunted down. Duty is a heavy, heavy stone to carry, which is generally why I don't concern myself with it. But if you were to go ahead and shirk your duties, I think you'd feel more shame than you do now.
Suppose you're right.
It does happen occasionally.
Oh, here. And he kind of tosses him a cigar. I got that on the way.
We're
doing some shopping when we got the chicken.
Chicken?
The big
When did we
chicken
get-
legs that we had.
You were in the marketplace.
All right.
It's
Well,
not the highest quality, but
beggars can't be choosers, and it's not like I can show my face around the city. Nowadays, they've already probably got posters up on every corner. And he'll bite down on the cigar, kind of flare over the tip, and take a few savoring drags before getting back to the scrubbing. I sure as hell hope Klaus doesn't go ahead and raise too much fuss in the city. I hope Cort doesn't raise too much fuss in the city.
We've been with them a couple of weeks already.
Yes, that's my point.
I was going to get to that right now too. I don't think that's possible. Subtlety, even with the most subtle people in our group, is not our specialty, it seems.
Well, you'll never find us skulking around in the dark, I suppose.
I guess not. Especially with the name Dawnbringer, right?
Oh,
And he just keeps scrubbing away.
and Jacob will just resume angrily puffing on his cigar and scrubbing as well. Because, it's been enough to...
Segue out.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move over to Klaus chasing Cort. We're gonna actually provide you with a proper chasing song too, so we can give you the opportunity to handle this the way that you'd like to. I think it was. I want to say it's this one. Okay. All right, Drider boy. You take to flight. And as you take to flight and begin moving about the city, you begin chasing after Cort. You fly faster than Cort is capable of running. Cort, are you wearing armor? You're muted.
Awkward. Yeah, I am.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Medium armor, but I believe I have the ability to run in it.
Well, you can run in any kind of armor. You're just not going to run super fast.
I just don't think I have a penalty to the movement speed on it. That's what I'm checking. No, unless I have armor training for medium armor, which I don't remember if that applies to a two-handed fighter.
I don't think it cuts your speed issue, which is fine. Yeah, Red is quiet again. I think it's just because he's not facing his microphone.
Oh, yeah. Hello again.
Yeah. So, he's moving. He's moving quickly, especially for someone in this style of armor. But he's still carrying pace. You, however, can quickly catch him. The problem is a black Drider gliding through the sky in broad daylight is going to cause a bit of an uproar.
Hopefully we don't cause too much of an uproar.
As long as there's not any bows and arrows being knocked on said bows, I'll be alright.
Suddenly flaming arrows hit you from the side.
No, suddenly somebody decides to go ahead and throw a flaming torch from the side.
Okay, all right.
Just goes down. This is a no-fly zone.
Drider down, Drider down.
So you have decided to take to flight. You've cast fly upon yourself. You were chasing after Cort. Cort, where are you running? Left, right? Yes?
Yeah, pretty much. Until it was what, magma and obsidian?
Between magma and obsidian, but that's the whole
Yeah, that's
caldera.
a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running. I'm running until I find something.
Klaus.
I don't know what I'll find.
It's not going to take a lot for you to keep pace with him. It's not at your maximum fly speed, so you'll be able to maintain it quite well, actually. Do you say anything to him? You going to let him tire himself out?
I mean, yeah, I need to have a conversation with him regardless of whether he's going to listen to me or not. So I'll call down to him and sort of yell, Cort, this isn't going to help. I don't know what you think you're doing, but retrieving your sword is not the most important thing right now.
Klaus, give me diplomacy.
I can do that.
I'm actually surprised to see a stat that doesn't have like a plus 26 in it.
Yeah, someone else besides me has low rolls on stats.
He's all
Or need
oops.
to be
He's all
diplomatic.
oops. Sorry, he's all forgot to put the favor. It's all 38.
Good lord. All right.
That's my charisma bonus.
It's actually not enough. It's not enough for you to shift his disposition. So you keep calling down to him, but Cort, it's not enough to kind of break through that guise of fear and
I'm ugly.
what
sobbing.
is that you're feeling right now?
I'm ugly sobbing while running through these streets.
Okay.
If he's in complete hysterics and I realize that I'm not getting through to him, then I'm going to go ahead down to where Thelsa lived. Because I believe I'm familiar with the area. At least
We were there once as our characters.
I
think.
met her around that area. So I'm going to
true.
just kind of go off memory and hope I make it there to the right place. Not that he knows any better where he's going, so.
I'll find someone eventually. Figure a giant family murder won't exactly be a personless place.
Okay. So neither of you know Thelsa's last name.
This is true.
You just know that it's between Magma Avenue and Obsidian Avenue.
And
Klaus-
Thelsa lives there.
You are aware, or at least you were told, that it was on High Scroll Street. You have your senses about you, and you're at least a regular in this area. Cort is not. So you take to flight, going from rooftop to rooftop, and find yourself over on High Scroll Street. Now, there is probably a grand total of, by my account, like 15 buildings here. And some of them are homes. Some of them look like they're stables or like a... it's sort of like a car park for horses of sorts. But most of this is just like a homing area. And you're not really going to find anything that's like... There's no cautionary tape, you know what I mean? Nothing is going to set it out that, like, oh, people were murdered here.
There's no crime scene.
Bring out your dad!
Yet. I am going to lower myself to close to the ground, close enough to see in the windows of the buildings I'm passing, and slow down enough to actually get a look inside of the places that I go by, and hopefully kind of process of elimination this out.
Some of them, I mean, this is nearing up to the nobility side, so you're getting to like the medium range or the medium income homes. And you will note that some of them actually do have windows. While they're very shoddy materials, you wouldn't think that even at this level that they're going to have a tremendous amount. And there are some where there are families that are doing things, children kind of playing with shoddy dolls, things of that nature. How long do you do this? Do you just kind of go by every house until you find it?
Yeah, I mean, unless I
Strider.
start hearing screams from behind me or some other direction.
I mean, you definitely will. You certainly will hear that's the case.
I mean, not directed at me, I should say.
Okay. All right. So it's going to take you about 10 or so minutes before you finally find an empty residence. And you see that there are a lot of belongings inside. There are no lights. Give me some perceptions, please. I'd like 3 of them.
Okay.
It's very good. Also, if you're trying to be stealthy, that would be nice if you could give me a stealth.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to give some latent perceptions of passers-by. Yeah, you'll be spotted. You will at least be spotted after probably 2 or 3 minutes of peering in homes. A woman will see the darkened face and silver strands of hair kind of pour down over her window as you peer in from above, and she just lets out this howl, this scream of fear, where you quickly pull back away and move on to the next house. People are starting to make their way to the streets as you find the location, and you will see that there is a vacant home that has blood in it. You can see blood that kind of runs across the length of the floor.
Yeah, I'll bust in and see what the deal is, see what happened here.
Sure, Cort, give me a fortitude, please.
Let me find it on this character sheet. There it is.
Very good. Very, very good. You're able to continue pushing forward. I'm going to change the music back again. Heading back to what we had before. And you step into a bit of a grisly scene. While you don't get to see the viscera, the gore of what was left behind, you can smell it. You can see the blood that has been dragged across the wood slats from a body. Blood in a chair. While the bodies have been removed, nobody's come in and done anything with the house yet. It's likely that they're trying to approach a next of kin. After all, I mean, there is 2 that are left, Thelsa and another sister.
Not for long.
When you step inside, it's not too terrible. There is basically just a stream of blood that is dried up across the floor leading to the back bedroom. A little bit of blood over by a rocking chair, and you see spatters of blood here and there, just little bits that have dried up. It's darkened into a black or a brown across the wall or the wood slats. As you make it to the rear side bedroom, most of it has been stripped away, but you can't quite shake the air here. The aura is so heavy in the room. Like you've just walked into into something more. Something darker. It smells like decay in here. There's nothing visible outside of bits of spatter across the back wall, some spatter across dolls on the opposite side of the bed. The bed seems to be okay, but it's stripped down to the barest bits. All that really lie is some straw that remain. Any kind of sheets or linen that were laid over the top of it has been removed. There is blood on opposite sides of the bed. You're most certain, or you feel most certain, that you've discovered the residence of Thelsa's family.
Based on the amount of work that's already been done in here, I'm just going to kind of assume that this has been discovered by somebody with a little bit more wit about them than Thelsa did at the time, I'm hoping, anyway. Going based off the assumption that she was actually possessed or compelled in some way. So I'll go ahead and follow the trails of blood out, whichever way they lead.
Sure. It's interesting, but the moment that it breaks by the threshold, there maybe a foot or more before it turns to dirt, and there is a significant amount of foot traffic through here. The blood trails off quickly. You don't see anything more. It's like it stops abruptly just past the threshold.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic to see if there was maybe some magical cleaning done here.
Sure, go ahead. You pale your vision as you commit to the cantrip, and it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust as you peer into the arcane spectrum. And nothing sticks out here. You know, short of the mundane world, which naturally has ley lines and arcane energy that kind of swirls through the environment. No, you're not going to see anything here that seems to be kind of out of place, or like someone tried to do some arcane cleansing or anything of that nature.
Okay. Given the trail kind of going cold here, I'll return to the house and just sort of do my best to find any sign of who was here before me. Any kind of clues at all that might be left behind.
Okay, clues inside of the house. Let's see. I have to ask Annie. Annie, did Thelsa leave any clues or anything like that in the house?
No, it would have just been
Lots of bloodstained footprints
Yeah.
leading exactly where he went.
not exactly where I
No.
went.
Damn
but
it.
afterwards, I went out to the small wood box that was outside.
Correct.
Aside from that, after I was in there for a little while, I probably would have just got out, went to the bathhouse, met with Weejoss, and then from that point up until now is undetermined. So,
Which we'll be going to that next.
yeah.
I'll take this pause in silence to say that yeah, Cort has the One Punch Man physique. But if you want the true headcanon, that's only for the followers. He looks like Maui, but with plate armor.
Those are two completely different body types.
Completely.
It's the same thing.
One's for the true fans.
One's a body, the other's a body. They're basically the same.
Yeah,
they
in a
both
sense,
have
they both
legs.
have 2 arms, but
They have legs. They have arms.
2 arms, a
basically the
torso.
same
There's
thing. Practically.
I'm sorry, that fucking those circles that have just been run of logic in my head have wiped the memory of what you said there was in terms of clues.
It
I'm
makes
assuming
sense
there's
if
not
you don't
much.
think about it. It makes sense if you don't think
it's
about it. It's
like-
like politics.
your RAM bus speed is just a little too high for this, and it just let it go immediately. Like, this is unimportant. I'll forget this.
it was thrown in the
Well,
trash.
you
folder.
have to remember, this is red.
Mid-sentence.
Logic doesn't factor into anything he says.
It's like apples to oranges. Come on.
I
No,
mean,
it's
they
like
can, they can
apples
be
to
compared, though,
kiwis.
right?
No,
They're both fruits. They both
Why
you
can't
put them
fruit
in your
be
mouth and
compared?
not die.
Yeah,
from
why
them if you
can't
take a
fruit be
bite.
compared? God damn it.
No, they're totally different. The same thing, exactly.
They're somewhat edible, maybe.
Just all of these conflicting principles.
I know, right?
Yeah, he looks like One Punch Man. Or Maui.
Yeah. Imagine One Punch Man with knight armor and actual hair.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Okay, so he looks like a 12-year-old in a breastplate armor. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he's not like thick square muscle buff boy. He's just fucking really toned.
I've never seen anyone ever with square muscles. That's impressive
I
to
can-
me.
I played a lot of Minecraft, and neither.
I can actually my old PE teacher. We were pretty sure he had synthol injections. They were literal squares for his biceps.
It's not.
Would you say petrol injections?
No synthol. It's synthol.
And this is the sound of the game going off the rails.
Yes.
Con.
Cort, give me another 40 hit save, please.
Okay. Why did it close?
The longer you run, the more challenging this is going to become.
Understandable.
Okay.
Have a good day, sir.
For now. You're not going to keep rolling 17s and 18s.
I probably won't. Watch the next one be a 1.
It's
That
gonna
one.
be. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, man.
I hear the wailing screams, and I walk up to see who's crying in my house.
Yeah, Klaus, you get nothing. There are no clues. There's nothing at all that really kind of speaks to someone leaving any trail behind them. You could go and ask someone if you desired.
Yeah, that'll go well.
I'm pretty sure they're very acceptable.
You know, I just want to call back briefly, just to kind of break topic. Last session, you discovered 2 people that you could connect with, and I think it's probably been 2 people that you've actually enjoyed of the maybe 134 sessions for this character. I just think it's interesting that it was all in one episode.
Look, man, when you fucking become a horrific freak, and the people that still talk to you, you know those people are like true friends, or at least good people, at the very least.
Well, yeah, at least good people. Which, do you remember the old man's name?
God, no. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'll be surprised. If
Did I write this down?
I wrote his name down.
I don't think I did.
I need that for real life. Just, hey, do you remember my name? Oh, did I write this down? Hold on.
I did not write it down. I have no idea what his name was.
We'll see. We'll see. I imagine someone's already like going back and looking right now.
Somebody's got a record of it.
Yeah, someone does definitely. So, and Dugobras, you were connecting with Dugobras at the same time, and after the session, you were like, I can't believe you gave me a character to connect to, and I like him now, and now you're gonna take him away from me.
And
yeah,
and
Hey,
now you're
it's
gonna
going to be
fucking murder him.
short-lived.
Hey, well, you know,
Potential,
you guys
like,
are gonna
maybe,
murder my
right?
First love.
Maybe.
The one guy that understands my predicament has now got a fucking
He's got a timer.
price on his head, basically.
The fun part is
Which,
you don't
I mean-
know this yet.
I mean, to be fair though, like, what better friend to me than somebody who both understands what it's like to wake up in a new body after your previous body died, and somebody who knows what it's like to have a price on their head.
I just
And
can't
look
wait
like a
until
horrific
he finds out. Oh yeah, by the way, we got to kill Dougal Bras. Why can't I have nice things?
I'm gonna get paid for this bounty.
Lord. Okay. All right. So
That's not nice. I didn't mean that.
I'll take one more, please, from you, Cort. Nat 20s.
I can only.
He just
hope I'm not lucky.
keeps rolling 17s, 18s. All right.
That's cool.
You notice that you're starting to get a little winded. You've been running in your armor for probably
Too long.
20, 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Which is impressive, by all means, because soldiers are not meant to tread on that long. They are supposed to stay in a very short-lived area and stab repetitiously so, but you are just going.
Running.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
going by my favorite movie.
And he started running. Just getting it.
And I ran
Something bit, man.
away.
Lieutenant Dan Oz crime. Oh man. So we're gonna pass this over. Thelsa.
We.
Inward. Thelsa,
N-word?
Thelsa, Thelsa.
You can't say that.
Inward.
Oh, inward.
Oh, okay.
Every one of us heard the other thing.
Yeah, no, we all heard
I knew what he meant. I knew what he meant.
Really?
N-word.
Really?
I was gonna go, what's up?
God damn it.
I was thinking Full Metal Alchemist.
I was trying to think of what N-word you were talking about. I was like, it can't be. I don't understand. I'm so lost.
You just call me wrong. It's cool. It's no big deal. It's all good.
God
We're
damn it,
friends.
Ronald.
That's fucking funny.
Okay,
Any.
me.
Time's passed, man. Time is going to pass. Specifically, at the end of the session, I said that there was going to be another time jump. A week, actually.
Okay.
This is going to give you an opportunity to spend a week as the champion of Ouijas, a herald to Ouijas. Now, while they're doing their thing right now, whether they're looking for your house and Jakob and Ulhime are cleaning, that's only a temporary thing. It's going to present a time lapse. And I'd like to kind of talk with you about what is happening in your week. It's going to be a week since you were offered the opportunity to become the champion, of which I believe you took. Is that safe to us? Okay, yes, good. Now, in that time, is there anything that you were hoping to accomplish?
I would probably find my remaining sister and remove her from this in one way or another, just to complete the job, since now I don't feel remorseful for doing it to the rest of my family. I see that as cutting the rest of my ties from what's stopping me from moving forward in the world.
Okay.
I would also, since this weapon was given to me by Ouijas, I would probably try and get it reforged into an actual weapon. And this is my, air quotes, weapon that ties me to her.
Fucking stab you with it.
Yeah, good luck with that. You can't wake up from my spells, come on.
All right. Let's say that you are prepared to execute this initiative, right? This order of dispatching your sister from the material plane, from the land of the living. I'm going to kind of open the floor up to you. I know that it's going to require me to interact, but where would your sister go? Who would she go to speak with? What would happen? Help me out. Help me spin this web.
To my understanding, we didn't have any relatives in Cauldron. So my best bet would either be she'd head over to the orphanage because she wasn't old enough to live on her own, or if she were to move in with the guard in order to have somewhere to sleep. but
Okay.
most people don't just take people in. So, of the places she would have gone, I would have given it those two, unless, I don't know, she inherited the family's money, but we were never a rich family, so... Well, okay, no, we were part of the nobles, so maybe the inherited money would have given her enough to go to somewhere that was an inn of sorts, because I doubt she would be staying at home.
You're right. She wouldn't be staying at home. You know, that's not something that she would be doing. There's no way that she would be going back to the house, at least not alone. Okay, I'm gonna leave it down to a roll here. Maybe 4. Okay, how would you like to go about determining this? Are you going to actually prowl these areas?
Yep, I would try and be hidden, or I have... what's that spell called? Disguise self. I'd go under a veil and try and squat.
All right.
Squat? Yes, squat the areas.
It takes you some time, probably 2 days, before you were able to pick up on any information. Now, would you speak to anyone? Like, are you the kind of individual that would employ the assistance of another person?
Probably, but it would only have to be someone that I knew was in the same kind of business. I wouldn't just go up to randoms. I'd seek out maybe even people that we were against starting at the beginning of this. Just someone that I knew was capable.
All right. I need a 15% chance. Any?
50 to 65.
Okay. No, you're not actually able to stumble into anyone that was at one point an enemy of the Flurry or either yourself at this point. But you do happen across children. These are unknowing, obviously, very unwitting in the situation. They are from the poor caste. It's from Ash. They're children from Ash Avenue, and they are not exactly like it's not teeming with disorder or anything of that nature, but there is a severe lack of money in their lives. They don't know what it's like to live a wealthy lifestyle, and when you begin perusing these locations, some of the children begin noticing you. Some of them have been around these areas for a long time, and you know that you can't be in 2 or 3 places at once. You would quickly identify that they're easy to purchase the time of.
Yep. Or information from.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd probably talk to them and just kind of get an idea if they would help, and if so, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't cost too much.
What do you say then? What do you say to them? I'm curious.
You want me to dialogue, or did you just want to know what
Well, I want to know what you say to them first, and if it comes to a dialogue, then we'll venture to that.
Okay, I would be asking them if they had seen my sister, or a girl that came from the family who was killed over on Magma and City.
Okay.
And that I was part of the guard or something, and that's who I'd be disguising myself as. Well, not an orc, but someone in armor similar.
Give me
just trying to
give me a bluff.
Okay.
I would like a disguise self and a bluff.
Okay. Does disguise self have a roll? Yeah, it does. No, it doesn't.
No, that's fine. That's good. So I'm trying to get the details of it.
$22 on bluff.
Okay. I'm gonna give an opportunity roll. It's gonna be very difficult. It's a 5% chance for their success at this point. Per location. Yeah, no. They're not gonna be able to see through the ruse at all. You present yourself as a guard, a woman of the guard, and they're not used to seeing another woman of the guard. They're only used to Kiana. she's got a bit of a reputation in the town.
Yeah.
And they seem to shy away at first, but you know how to grease the wheels of productivity in kids. It's not too challenging. So how do you approach them? Seeing that you're a guard and they are from a poor caste, what do you do?
I'd go up to them and conversation would go similar to I'm looking for the girl that lived from the family that was killed on Obsidian and Magma, and I'd be willing to purchase your services if you've seen her or if you could watch out for her. I'm just worried for her safety. Since the rest of her family was killed, I'm worried that someone else might come for her. And to me, I haven't been told where she was yet.
You are generally met with a lot of ignoring, just because at Poverty Line, like guards seeking their attention, they generally have no good intentions. But inevitably, you will get the attention of some of them that are a bit more desperate. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me. Okay, yeah, you are able to get the attention of children in 2 of the 3 areas. Where would you like? Where do you believe that they would be stationed?
I'd probably post them around the orphanage and around the guard, and I'd probably try and peruse around the local inns or somewhere that I think she could be staying outside of.
Sure.
Those 2 places.
Upon the second day, they find wherever you've told them that you've been staying or that you will be at, and a small boy runs up, and he exclaims, "I have news! I've seen a new girl."
Yes, and where would you have seen her?
He kind of like looks down at the ground, and his hands kind of come out briefly, and you can see he's very sheepish about asking for anything, but he's withholding the information. It definitely comes at a cost. You're not foreign to this notion.
No, yeah. I'm gonna draw a gold coin from my pouch, and I'm gonna say, I'll put it in your hand once you tell me where you saw her.
Fine. There's a new girl. She's been staying at the orphanage, and she's not little like me. She looks well fed. She's got clean clothes, and she's been very sad. I saw her in the window.
Okay. And I'll put the coin into his hand and say, thank you very much. And if you ever see my face again, know that I'm here to help, okay? And that I just wish the best for everyone.
He takes the coin, and he listens to what you say, and then with one final like hard nod, he'll run out, basically sprinting the way that he came. Do you search the area? Do you immediately head out to the orphanage to investigate the accuracy in this?
I would probably wait a day or so, because children aren't stealthy. So if they see people searching around the windows, they might think something's up. So I'd probably wait a day or maybe 2 even to wait for everything to die down around there before I'd start trying to peer in windows.
Sure. You wait a day. This is probably going on day 3 at this point. And you disguise yourself, but posted up outside of the orphanage, you would be easy to identify. Do you change your shape at all? Do you try to blend in elsewhere? What exactly are you doing?
I'd probably take on the form of a commoner, less of a guard, more just someone who would be around those parts. I know it's a very vague thing to say, but not a shopkeep, just kind of someone who'd be living around.
All right, sure. You maintain your pros here, and your approach is to just kind of hang out and wait, leaning to the alley.
I'd watch for any routine, like if she went to, I don't know, something common or at a certain time of day that I'd noticed. Which I know it's only been one day that I would have been watching her, but yeah.
Sure, you would realize that at some point you probably would be getting hungry and what have you. Hungry, thirsty, the necessities of life. You have to continue those things. Have you packed anything for this, like, stakeout?
Probably not. I'd probably just think I would find a vendor during the day or even someone I recognized, knew, even if I would have went to the Tankard as disguising as old Thelsa. She didn't have a bounty on her head. No, okay. I wouldn't. That's a lie, because Thelsa's family just died.
Yeah.
I'd vouch to stick away from that one. I'd probably look like someone, I don't know, common, but less poor.
Okay, roll another d10 for me.
Sure.
I'm going to see if... Yeah, actually, you'll find that there is a roving vendor, someone that has taken some of the less fresh goods from a local tavern or two and have been offering them out in the poverty cast. So you'll find that the food isn't exceptionally great, but it is some sort of ale that is a lot more watered down than it probably should be. And they also have very dated breads. Some of them are very, very challenging to get through, but it's still food. If you can get it down, it's gonna be good. It's gonna carry you on, and you especially don't want to lose your spot.
Yeah.
Okay. You probably frequent the alley behind X bits of garbage or refuse, anything that may be left behind, and you'll stay there. You are there another day before you get the first sight of it. She opens up the shutters. They're wooden shutters that latch from the inside, and you can see your sister. She opens up the windows, and her face has just been stricken red from crying. She is in the second floor of the orphanage. You recognize your sister immediately.
Noted. I probably would just watch for now and wait for her to go outside. And if she never did, I'd try and figure out a way to get a better view on the room she would be staying.
Okay. You'll find that she doesn't actually leave. She stays inside the entire time. People do occasionally come and go from the place. There is an older man. There seems to be a half-elven woman. You'll likely see that there is a half-orc that comes and goes. Not as often, but he seems to always bypass the front door and goes to the back. The doors, the shutters themselves are opened infrequently enough, but it's just to kind of vacate the air a little bit. Give me a couple of stealths, please. I'd like 4 of them.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, the first one was not good.
You'll find that you're spotted the first day that you're there by that half-orc. He seemingly sees you, and he catches your glance, sizing you up and down, not really sure what to make of you, but he never stops moving in his destination before inevitably just kind of shakes it off. But you are aware that there is the mental note of seeing someone there. There is that connection. You're not sure if it's going to be a problem or not, but definitely has seen you. Nightfall day 4, you realize that you can't keep this charade going. There's only so long you can carry this.
I would realize that the way I wanted to do it probably won't happen, because me getting into the orphanage is less likely than I'd wish.
Okay.
So I'd wait for the next time that I saw her come to a window, open shutters, or any time I had sight of her.
You will. We'll say that it's day 5, early afternoon, probably 2 o'clock or so. The shutters will open up, and she seems to kind of shake something out of the window. Could be linen, could be a rug of sorts, but she definitely does shake it, beating on it with some kind of wooden dowel rod multiple times to break dust away.
How far from...
You're about 60 feet from where you're staying to the window.
Okay. Then I would cast Phantasmal Killer on her.
Okay, all right.
I'll throw it out there. Oh, we didn't need to roll that, but yeah.
So she's going to get a will save and then a fortitude save, yes?
Yep.
All right, so...
DC's 21 on both.
Yeah, boy.
You're gonna kill her by doing the same thing you did to the dragon.
Yeah, similar. It might not kill her, but we'll see.
You show her biggest fear.
Okay.
It's me.
Just her sister.
She failed her will save.
You sure?
Okay. Yes.
In the middle of her just breaking this rod over the front of this rug, she's repetitiously striking and pushing dust outside of it. You see her stop, and as she turns, she leaves her hand hanging outside of the window that's still clutching onto this rug, and she's turning around and she's seeing something. Something has drawn her attention. Give me a perception, please, Thelsa.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, almost instinctively your eyes move into the arcane spectrum, and you witness the magic that you've put into the air and into her life. It seems to surround her very person, and she is falling victim to your curse. You see this apparition-like state appear before her, and to you, it seems like a silhouette of magic. Long hair flowing down this feminine, reposed body. You almost feel like you're looking at a mirror from a distance. You see that it is you. And there is a mild confrontation when the phantasm shifts, undulating. Your sister panics. She stumbles, her backside touches the cusp of the window, and then magic, arcane, strikes the shoulder, and as her shoulders are hit, your sister tries to turn, and she's shoved out of the window. And she lands. There's an audible sinking sound as her body just smacks the earth, and she doesn't move. You see blood appearing on the rear side of her gown.
Yep, I would be convinced that she was dead.
Do you investigate at all to see the extent of the damage?
I would probably go over and either turn her over or just examine what had happened to her.
When you move over to your sister, it appears that in the height of her fear, she clutched desperately on to the dowel rod, and as she plunged to the earth, the rod struck the earth and pierced her body, jamming through the rear side of her robe.
She died 3 times. Dang.
Yeah, she did dead.
She lay motionless, bleeding upon the mud and dirt.
Yeah, I would just walk away and be convinced that my ties to the things that held me back in life are now.
Okay.
And I'd probably head back, I don't know, somewhere I figured I'd be safe. Any hiding holes around town, just until I found something that I could prove myself to Ouijas in. Everything seems to just kind of pop up around Shackled, around Cauldron. So.
Sure. You know that when you return to the Temple of Ouijas, you are only met with a sensation of acceptance, understanding. There is no figure, there is no fountain of blood, a welcoming committee or party. It is entirely this swelling sense of accepting one's fate and understanding. And that's it. You realize that you've pushed your past into just a memory. That it is no longer around you. It's no longer part of your life. And with that, I think we're going to take our first break. I'm going to give you an opportunity to think about what you do for the rest of your 3 or 4 days, and then we'll push into the return interaction of the group, and see if you guys wish to continue as a coterie of sorts, as a sword company. So, we'll return in just a minute, guys. I'm going to go ahead and leave things unmuted. I'm just going to mute myself and step away so I can get a cold water. So behave, the lot of you. I'd really like to not hear terrible things when I return, but this is what I expect out of Shackled City.
You
Inward.
could just go ahead and tell me to stay muted, man.
No, it's fine. You can keep talking. I'll be back in a
I
minute,
can do
guys.
just as much damage in chat, honestly.
Behave. See you guys in a minute.
Inward.
Inward, my friends.
All right, now everyone, now that Bub's gone, post Mobamba over and over and over again.
Mobamba and Sicko Mode makes you get both.
Yeah, whoever gets the most wins 3